Hi guys, Brand here with another commentary video, and today I wanted to talk about why I believe VHS is working. Unfortunately, I still don't have a code. Like nobody does, and it's very sad. A lot of my friends have gotten codes, and it's very tragic because I was one of those people that signed up like literally when the first Google forms went out, and I've just watched every key wave go by, and I'm just watching them go by. One by one, each wave. I'm not emailed. I check my email, I'm checking my junk, checking my spam. Nothing's there. Nothing's ever there. But yeah, that's on the side. That's just me slowly losing sanity here. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about is why I think VHS is really promising and kind of has been the strongest asymmetrical game since DBD. In terms of its its overall success so far, and why its gameplay seems to be actually thrilling and fun. Most people are reporting, people that have the keys that are playing this game are reporting that it's very, very fun. People that watch this game are having a good time watching it, which is, by the way, that's how a game actually succeeds. Because that's how you get people buying your game who are complete casuals, just because they watch a lot of people play it online because it's fun and easy to follow what's happening. That's how you really rope a lot of people in. But like, why is this game fun? Why does this game seem like most people are just kind of like universally having a good time with it? And I think I've deduced, not maybe the reason, because there's a lot of reasons, but I feel like I've identified probably the most important and the most major reason that is the thing. So I feel like the most major reason that I believe that VHS is a fun game and people are enjoying it so much is because there's no babysitting. And, you already seen that for the title, but you're hearing me like, what do you mean there's no babysitting? There's no babysitting in DBD. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. You've heard me talk about it on the channel before. The 4v1 in Dead by Daylight is one of the most infuriating and boring things in the history of games, which is, interesting, because I feel like the 1v1 in DBD is one of the most fun and interesting things in all of gaming. But the 4v1, the gens in Dead by Daylight, are one of the most boring objectives that I've ever had to handle in a video game. Sometimes I'm not even exaggerating. Sometimes I feel like I'd rather watch paint dry than like try to defend gens in Dead by Daylight or sit on gens as Survivor in Dead by Daylight. So on the Survivor side, you just sit on a gen, you hold M1, and then you do skill checks. And you just try not to do them one after the other. That way you don't 3-gen. Wowee. As killer, you gotta keep approaching gens, keep checking on gens, keep harassing gens, keep pressuring gens. You gotta make sure that if you have any sort of gen regression perks that you're getting value out of them, and you gotta try even harder if you don't have gen regression perks to make sure gens aren't being done and having a map presence. I didn't know that Dead by Daylight was a game about generators. It's not advertised anywhere. When you see in the Dead by Daylight front cover, it's Trapper with fire behind him. If you see advertisements for Dead by Daylight, you see the survivors in a cool pose. You don't see the generators anywhere because the generators, in theory, are not the main part of the game. But you actually play the game, you load up the game, and the generators basically are always demanding your attention. You have to babysit the generators. The generators themselves aren't fun or interactive. I actually think this was something that Friday the 13th actually did a lot better, was you had multiple different objectives. So it wasn't just M1 and spacebar. Even their version of that had two different buttons, so you could actually get tricked. It was actually a skill check. It actually required skill to do. But you had multiple different objectives to do. So even though there was an in-between between the killer and the survivors, there was variety to what was that in between. There was what you had to babysit didn't feel like babysitting because it was varied. It had some variety, some flavor to it. In DBD, literally there's always going to be that very, very uninteractive in between the killers and the survivors. And I think that's where DBD will inevitably fail to games like VHS, because VHS, aside from the construction tables for building your weapons to go fight the monster and the survivors, or in the teens, I want to use the proper term, the monster and the teens interact directly. They interact directly. There is no optional not even optional. There's not a main objective that you have to babysit the entire game. The main objective is literally the monster's trying to kill you and you're trying to kill the monster. So there's not this like side thing where it's like you feels like you've been put in timeout and you just gotta sit there and like do nothing. Because it can feel like you're doing nothing when you're sitting on a gen, and it can feel like really annoying and frustrating to have to like babysit a hunk of junk, literally just a metal engine as killer, you know? And there's just like none of that in this game. Like it is straight up a 4v1 in the strictest term. It is 4 survivors versus 1 person. It's not 4v1 and also gen mini game that is literally so rudimentary it's more boring than a phone game. Like, come on. And I think that's what will eventually bring DBD down, is that, you know, it might be VHS, and I hope it's VHS, but other games, including VHS, are starting to understand that the generator part of Dead by Daylight is really where the game slows and grinds to a halt, and it's the uninteresting part. So with VHS, they just cut out the gen part entirely. Every other game has had some sort of like main objective. Even Prop Night, which just came out, still has gens. But VHS is different because it doesn't have gens. And as a result, if you noticed, everybody's having a great time playing it as a result. And I feel like unless DBD diversifies the way the main objective plays, the way the generators play, people are going to start migrating. They really are. People are going to start migrating because people want something that's more fast-paced, something that's more exciting, something that doesn't waste their time. And I think that's what VHS is doing. I think that's why VHS is, you know, proving to be successful so far as a potential next great game in the 4v1 genre. And I think that I really hope it does. I really hope that shines through, because I would love to play a game where I don't have to babysit a car engine. It's not a car engine. Remember when they used to sound like car engines? Anybody remember that patch? There was definitely a patch where they sounded like car engines. But yeah, I would love a game where I don't have to worry about that sort of thing all the time. So yeah, that's my short rant on why I think VHS is being more successful. TLDR, it's because there's no gens, so there's no boring part of the game. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like what I do, there's a way to actually like that down below. If you want to stick around and see more of my uploads, because I do upload a lot, make sure you do the the subscriptions, the subs. We're making our way towards that beautiful 1K, and then I can do wonderful things like community tab and that sort of stuff. And with that, I won't need to make like announcement videos and that sort of thing. I can just like go to my community tab and let people know what's going on. There's a lot of fun stuff that happens at 1K. So hopefully we can get there and, you know, improve the channel quality overall when we get there. So thank you so much for those of you that have helped so far with that. But yeah, I've rambled a little bit too much with this outro. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. And if I don't, I'll see you when I see you, friends. Bye-bye.